SportClips has provided meaningful careers to more than 15,000 team members as stylists, store managers, educators, and as franchisees themselves. We're actively giving back to our communities in many ways through our Haircuts with Heart, including having raised almost $5 million for the VFW Foundation, providing free phone calls home for troops overseas and in hospitals, and awarding over 700 scholarships to veterans transitioning to civilian careers through our Help a Hero Scholarship Program.
Tell us a little bit more about your charitable program and why it's so important for the company to give back.
I think in our business, a lot of our workforce are millennials, and millennials are very giving and caring, and they like to be associated with companies that are doing good things and giving back, and it really is an integral part of our culture. We feel like it's very important, and it really builds a strong esprit de corps and helps us attract and retain the type of people we need to deliver that championship client experience to our clients. We're also very active with the American Red Cross and their blood drives. We support that. We're the founding national sponsor for St. Baldrick's Foundation, childhood cancer research. We do a number of different things with the Veterans Associations, the USO, we're big supporters of USO, Asians Aviation Dreams, which takes World War II and career vets and assisted living up in Stearman biplanes rides.
How does it make you feel as a veteran to give back to your fellow veterans?
I think it's the least we can do to say thank you to all the sacrifices our veterans have made for us and lend a hand up and not a hand out. So it's important for us to help veterans be successful in their careers and do what we can to make their lives a little bit better.
Where can our viewers find out more information about SportClips?
Well, www.sportclips.com, and we'd love to have you check into SportClips.
Thank you for joining us on Hiring America.
Thank you very much, Logan.
When my son was born, June of last year, the level of responsibility that I had known before had completely changed. The first time I held him, I couldn't believe it. You know, you spend 9 months preparing for something, and then when it happens, it's completely different than everything you expect. My grandfather had a huge impact on my life. Growing up, I didn't have a father figure. I was the youngest of 4 brothers, and it was just my mom, and so she kind of had to work 2 jobs most of the time to help, provide for us, and so she wasn't always around, and so I didn't really have a lot of guidance, and so I kind of latched on with my grandfather as my male role model. He kind of was the one that made me realize what it means to be a man or, a father, a person at home. So I got most of my characteristics from him, I think. After 9/11, my grandfather, he and I were sitting together in the living room at his house when we were watching the news, and I just remember him being, angry. He was sad, and he talked about, being too old to support. He was too old to join the military. He couldn't make a difference, and I felt like I had to do something, and I knew that I could once I graduated high school, and so that's when I made the decision to join the military. So I joined the Air Force in September of '07. I was stationed, of course, in Texas for my basic training, and then afterwards I was sent to Tucson, Arizona for my first duty station, and they told me that I would be deploying in a few months right after I got there, so that was a bit of a shock to know it was going to happen so quickly. After about 6 years in the military, that's when I started realizing that I was becoming more of an expert on the heavy equipment, on the CE type, civil engineering type aspects of the job, and so about that time is when you start becoming the trainer or the guide for some of the new guys coming into the military, and so that's kind of what stemmed my appreciation for teaching. Now that I've transitioned out of the military, my new goal is to be a teacher. I want to teach math at the high school level. I want to be that positive role model for kids that are in bad situations or situations where they need somebody to talk to. And I want to be that positive experience that I had growing up. It's nice to know that there are organizations like SportClips out there that are willing to help veterans and provide things like the Help a Hero Scholarship for them. And it makes life a lot easier, and it takes a lot of stress off of that transition that you have. If I had to describe what it means to be a recipient of the Help a Hero Scholarship in just one word, I would have to say it means security. Security for myself, but also my wife and kid. And also it's a huge blessing.